Well, here we are again. Down and out human being, persecuted for more than 30 years on and off. It's kind of like guerrilla warfare. The federal, state, and local governments insulating themselves from blame from each other. When I bring up the issues of the civil rights violations that they perpetrated on me over and over again, either through directly impeding and destroying my life or by just neglecting, especially when I was asking for help. Yeah, it's not too nice a life where all my research has been destroyed. This morning I woke up and I was looking at a book that I picked up. It's called SPSS. Anyway, it's a computer programming book, and it's based on research information, doing research, and showing you how to use the program. And the authors of the book are from UCLA. They're teachers, well-established teachers, and they talk about how it was so difficult for most students to understand SPSS and you know, using that program to do research analysis. But in the foreword of the book, one of the teachers mentions that without research, you're just dead in the water. There's no chance. There's no hope. You ruin the progress of whatever the human race is trying to do. And that's pretty much what they did to me. I mean, we can go back 30 years. We can talk about my, I'll put the microphone down here for a minute. We can talk about my oil tanker, you know, my spherical oil tanker, where if you punch a hole in it, here, you can see me, if you punch a hole in my tanker anywhere, you can turn it up, if the hole is down here, let's say, up here, and you can turn it in the water upside down so the hole's pointing upward and the oil spill is stopped. You can't turn a ship on its side to stop the oil spill. And besides that, weight is equally distributed in my oil tanker, or my oil barge. In this particular case, this is just a representation of my barge, a sphere. But the representation of my oil tanker is built like a regular boat, but with the capability to install these spheres inside the tanker, enabling, it's kind of like a multiple tanks, like a regular super tanker has, but they're not square tanks or rectangular. They are spherical, and they are removable from the ship immediately. And anyway, they are removable from the ship as far as it goes. So with regards to the oil barge idea, it was ignored, and therefore hundreds of billions of gallons of oil were spilled into the oceans over the last 30 years, and no one ever taking notice, no one ever taking seriously my alternative design for helping the planet be cleaner. And yet the city followed me around saying I wasn't a very clean person, that I had a lot of stuff and too many cars and too many possessions. I thought I lived in a country where you could have as many possessions as you want. Oh, I see. There's criteria involved in having possessions. You have to have an expensive place to live, an expensive place to rent, an expensive place. This world is so screwed up, it's not even funny. I'm surprised that anybody that has a bright intellectual mind like me could survive or live without becoming, especially in the United States, without becoming a whore to the government. And that's exactly what most of these scientists are. See, everybody wants to maneuver themselves into a prime position, a position of security. But how can you have security when you know, when the government has in place laws that ruin and violate a person's rights to privacy and their right to continue research, their own private research? You don't know how many research projects of mine have been destroyed by all the people I talk about in my 2008 speech, the speech I made in 2008 that I reiterate a few days ago on YouTube, where I point out which persons were responsible. You know, the city of Los Angeles, the mayor, the parking enforcement, building and safety, the police, the fire department, Doesn't matter. They're all guilty. Just like all of you are guilty of paying taxes that kill innocent children in other countries. So I'm only 5 minutes into this recording. I'm very tired. I need to go find a place to maybe crash for a little bit because I got to start moving 10 by 30 storage again to another spot because there's so much rip-off going on in this world. And what else? The house idea, the two-story house that I came up with that would save water and electricity, that came up in the 1980s, the mid-80s. But you know, this world just doesn't care. All they care about is well, their excuse. The powers that be would say, well, you need to go get a job, and you need to do what everybody else is doing, and you need to do it this way, and you need to do it that way. They're full of advice, but they're, you know, they don't have any real solutions. The solutions to the real problems in all of our lives are here for all of us. But unfortunately, they're not listened to because, like I said, there's too many greedy parties that are involved in interfering in people's lives, perplexing people's lives like mine. My recordings are going to be shorter and shorter because I don't... Disillusionment is one of them. I've challenged Obama and Romney to debate. I know on stage I could knock them both out of the ballpark instantly within the first 15 minutes of the debate. But I'd also wake up hundreds of millions of Americans to what is really going on. The truth. Not some lies and sugar-coated lies covered up by a government that doesn't deserve the kind of things that I could bring to any country that would decide to protect me and take me in somewhere. Anyway, I have a thought of when the new debate challenge is going to take place, because obviously Romney and Obama and maybe any of the other known or unknown candidates are answering my challenge to debate me. The unknown candidates are probably too poor to ride out here to California to debate me, and the known candidates are not. It's not that they're not answering because it's not that they're poor. Their political advisors telling them you can't debate somebody who's a nobody. That's what they say behind closed doors. I'm just a nobody. Well, the Federal Election Commission allows me to publish my name and saying that I'm a bona fide candidate running for president. Just because I don't raise money doesn't mean that I should be omitted from the news media. I don't want to raise money. The money that everybody has is stained with the blood of innocent men, women, and children in other countries. How could I take that money and also blaspheme the name of God every time I use it? Because that's what Americans are doing. Even if they're Christian or Jewish, it doesn't matter. They're all hypocrites. They pay taxes, therefore they're all contributing to the deaths of innocent men, women, and children in Iraq and Afghanistan. Even back as far as when they went after Noriega, Panama, and in Vietnam especially. So yeah, I'm very, very disillusioned. You know, it's sad that I've had to do 9 different times over the last year and this year challenge the candidates to debate, and they won't come to debate at all because their political advisors say, you know, you can't debate this person. They're not a viable candidate. They're not raising money. They're not going to get on the ballot. Well, if they know so much, they know all this information about me that I can't get on the ballot, so I should be ignored completely. Besides, who's going to vote for a homeless president? Remember what I said in my earlier videos? Only the abused should run for office, because the people that run for office are all rich and well off. They're not being abused. They just want to suck in more money out of everybody. That's all they want to do. And be able to boss people around and be a control freak for a while. Then when they get out of the office, they can go off prance off and hop and skip off to their private life like Bush did and go, oh, I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can go do what I want to do now. I keep yawning because that's how tired I am. I guess I'm going to stop the video now at this point. At some point tomorrow or the day after, maybe I'll do another video and bring another deadline date. But I'm still challenging the candidates to debate me all the way up to the 4th of July. They have a chance to either contact me on the YouTube or the internet or call me directly. You've got my number. But you can't call me directly right now because my phone is out of minutes. So much for that. But my phone number is published in the speech bubble. In all my videos, I put those speech bubbles on there, you know. Call you people hypocrites and child murderers and, you know, whatever the hell you people are, supporting wars and death and destruction. All right. 9/11. That's when I'll stop it.